And so we start today our session on HelperBird, the browser extension, and how this can help us with website testing for accessibility purposes. And really excited for this session because it is quite different than the other ones. You guys today will be led by Brenda Whitlock and Lainey Strange on some important aspects of accessibility that we really haven't covered yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn it over to you, Brenda, to start our session.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. And like Eileen said, I'm Brenda with Missouri Assistive Technology. And on the HelperBird, I know a lot of you may not be familiar with it because it's not a typical IT testing software. How many of you all are in, just shout out or raise your hand, are not just IT people, but you're in an agency and you're familiar with people with various disabilities? Yep, there's a few hands there. So, okay. So I just want to give a little bit of background. One of the reasons why we're doing the Helper Bird is due to literacy in the US. So a lot of learning disabilities and people with dyslexia, that is not something that we would know maybe when we're talking to someone. And but it affects a lot of people in the US. So the literacy in the US, over half of American adults, 54%, read below a sixth grade level, and almost 1 in 5 adults read below a third grade level. So there's a lot of significant gaps in ability, and 4 to 5 out of adults in the US are considered literate, which is great, but more than 130 million of those adults have low literacy skills. So that's why we're testing HelperBird or any type of other readability, reading assistant software that you would use. But HelperBird is free. So free is great. We love free. There is a pro version that has some additional features. However, the free version does everything that we need to do for testing. So what is HelperBird? For web developers and accessibility professionals, it's a web browser extension. It allows you to show the readability of a web page or document. It highlights plain language, which we know is a big issue, and Lainey's going to talk about that even more. It breaks out syllables so that you can find complex words and consider replacing them if you need simpler text. And it can designate the parts of grammar. So you can determine active versus passive sentence structure. So it'll break out and it'll denote your nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, all of the parts of grammar. So I'm going to show you the beginning of this overview of the video of HelperBird that they have done. However, they go through some things really super fast, which is great. So then I'm going to cover a few of those things that we need to focus on right after that. Eileen, are you seeing the screen for the video?
Not yet, Brenda.
Welcome to HelperBird.
We hear the sound.
Okay. Hold on just a minute. We'll try that again. Okay, are you seeing it now?
Let's take a look at some of the
Yes.
amazing.
Okay, great. Is it full screen?
Yes, it is.
And robust features HelperBird has to offer at a glance. This video will show you some of our most popular tools and accessibility features that HelperBird has in store for Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox and iOS users. To download and sign up for HelperBird, visit helperbird.com. Now, let's get into it. Each feature can be easily searched for. Let's try dyslexia rulers. There are 3 different rulers to choose from: dyslexia ruler, reading guide, and line focus. And there are further customization options for all the rulers, such as follow cursor, position, height, width, color, and brightness.
Marketing leads shouldn't lead to a dead end.
Gotta love it.
Talk to the right customers at the right time, then lead your business to its best quarter ever.
And that's why we use HubSpot.
In addition to
Yeah,
searching
there-
for features, you can also use the quick action menu that can be customized to show only your fave features. Let's continue with overlays and tints, where you can overlay and tint the entire color of the page with a variety of colors and customize the brightness. Next, we'll demonstrate the text styles and color options, where you can personalize the text, links, and even the background color of text. Next, let's look at the text adjustment options, where you can change the font on any web page, adjust the text size, word and letter spacing, the line height, and even change the text alignment. One of the most powerful tools HelperBird has built in is Immersive Reader. Immersive Reader is highly customizable, but here are a few things it can do, including text-to-speech options.
Focus is integral in ensuring that we get things done. But every now and then, there is something that is sure to take away your attention.
In the voice settings, you can change the voice speed and the voice selection.
Focus is integral in ensuring that we get things done.
It also has a built-in picture dictionary
Focus.
and word pronunciation.
Attention.
You can also customize Immersive Reader with visual options like text size, spacing, font choice, and colors. You can also customize grammar options to display syllables and different parts of speech, like nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Under reading options, you can add a line focus.
In ensuring that we get things done. But every now and then, there is something that is sure to take away your attention.
HelperBird supports dozens of languages, and you can add a translate option by word,
Attention.
Attenzione.
or by document.
La concentrazione è parte integrante nel garantire che facciamo le cose.
Let's explore the highlight menu. Highlight any text. The highlight menu will pop up,
How to avoid WFH burnout and maximize productivity.
allowing you to play the selection, translate, open in Immersive Reader, analyze, highlight, open the highlighted text in the built-in HelperBird dictionary, or even search it on the web. Like the dictionary, HelperBird also has multiple built-in apps, including our text editor.
Okay, and that's just the first part of that. If you want to go read the rest, you are welcome to. But we're going to go back to the slideshow because those are the basics that we want to cover. And I wanted to let you know there's just a few caveats in this. So the extensions that you can put it on, the browsers has really increased. So you can now download the extension for Chrome, for Edge, for Safari, for Firefox. There's also an add-in for Google Docs, Google Slides and Sheets, and also iPad OS and iOS. So that's great. So the features that we're going to go over, there's a slide here, but I'm going to go back to the actual.
Brenda, while you're doing that, I just wanted to mention, Lainey said in the chat that this extension is on the list to hopefully be approved soon for state workers.
Oh, great. Yay. Way to go, Lainey. That's awesome. Which, I mean, it makes sense. It's also a free one and well known. So on my browser, so I've got it on Chrome, but it works on Edge as well. Up in the top right, I'm circling with my great big pointer, if you remember that from the Zoom session. And there's a little owl. It's like a brown-faced owl with big black eyes. And there's a green on button over it because I opened up the extension and it shows on the right-hand panel. And if I want to turn Helperbird off, I just toggle it on and off that way. And it will tell you at the bottom, Helperbird off, Helperbird on. So we're going to toggle that on. And the first thing that we're going to go to is the reading option. So I want to scroll down. And we are on the before page, by the way. You probably noticed that because of this reading order. That's a little bit difficult to read, right? Like we've seen in our other sessions, everything is scrunched together. And so we're going to make it look like the before page. So your reading options, your font is the very first thing that you're going to check. And there are open dyslexia options. So I have it selected on the open dyslexia font, which is great. You saw it change that, but it's still not readable, right? So there are options here for text size, word spacing, letter spacing, and line height. There's also text to line, but these are the three that you're going to want to work with and increase this. Word spacing, I just even increasing it to small, there's small, medium, and large. And it takes it just a second since this is an online, takes it a second to think about it and get that up there for you. So the word spacing, letter spacing, and line height. Yay, we can read it now. So, and someone with a learning disability, this is really going to help them. And now it made this before page that was a mess look good like the after page, but you can also on any page, even the after page, if someone wanted to have that dyslexia font, there are 3 options there. So that's really helpful.
Brenda,
So we are going, go ahead.
sorry, Jessica wondered if you're able to move the Helperbird from the left side to the right side or right side to the left side. Like, can you have it on either one, or is it only on that one specific side?
Yeah, so it shows up on the right side. I have not tried it to move it to the left. I didn't see an option for that, but it looks like you can pin it. So you might be able to move it to the other side. That's a great question. We can try that. And we can try that after we're done here. So great question. So this is your highlight menu. And you can put things up here, whatever you want up in this top section. I just took the default ones, and anywhere where you've got a little lock button by an icon, that it shows the pro version. But again, what we want to use, it's all right here in the free version. You can view it in reading mode, and then you just X out of that. Again, that will simplify it for someone. It's not something you need to test, but it is there and it's really helpful. Okay, so I've got these paragraphs selected, and we are going to go down here to our fillable forms section. And this was our more verbose section on the before page, and then it gets simplified on the second page. So we're going to show this one. I also want you to notice the bar that comes up above here that you can play.
Before you begin to fill out the form below, you will need to have some personal. Before you begin to fill out.
Are you all hearing that speaking?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. Thank you. Want to make sure the audio is coming through the laptop. So you can play that, and on the pro version, it highlights it, but you really don't need to have it highlighted here because you could just go into the immersive reader, either right here, if you have this bar up, or on the right-hand side is the immersive reader icon, which is like a blue square with a white book and the volume button over it. So we're going to click on that, and that sends it to just that section goes into immersive reader. So as you can tell, it's pretty basic right here, and I don't have anything enlarged. I don't have anything spaced really. It's all black print. It's all black text on white background. So you have 3 buttons on the top right within the immersive reader, and you've got text properties. The thing you're going to want to check on this is you can increase the spacing. An individual can do that. You can change the color themes. You can go back to normal. You can have the white letters on black. So this is also helpful for someone with low vision as well. You can increase the text. We're going to keep it down here in between small and medium. And we're going to go back to the white. Or we can keep it at the yellow, that's fine. And then you have grammar options. So you've got text option, grammar options, and then reading. So under the grammar, this is what you're going to want to check is toggle on the syllables, and it separates things out so you can tell if you have too many syllables. I'm going to also turn on the nouns and the verbs, and I'm asking it to show the labels so that it shows you what's a noun, what's a verb, and then we can play that.
Before you begin to fill out the form below, you will need to have some
And so I chose the male voice. There's also a choice of female voice, and you can choose the speed right down here. And that's just for however fast you want to check it. So like I know screen readers, individuals who use screen readers are going to have that up on the fastest there. Another option is also if you left click on a word, if it has a picture associated with it, you've got the word identification and it's got a picture, and you can do the pronunciation. So that's the other
identification. Identification.
You can click on conversation down here, and it shows 2 people talking at a table with the little conversation bubble coming out of their mouth.
Conversation.
And you can also play that. So those are the main things that you're going to want to check. And I want to show you another item as regard to the pictures. So some pictures, just so that you're aware, because they have multiple meanings, they may not necessarily show what you want them to show. So I'm going to highlight this section. I'm going to click on Immersive Reader. When it comes to Immersive Reader, I can play this.
This software provides a short.
And then what I'm going to do is click on JAWS, as in the screen reader JAWS, and it highlights someone's jaw on their face. So that's not the JAWS we want in this scenario, right? So just so that you're aware, the picture option is really helpful for a lot of things, but not in exactly every situation. Okay, I'm going to go back down to the fillable form instructions, which were very verbose on this before page. And we have added another extension called Write Clearly. And I'm just going to pop over to that. It's right here on my bookmarks page. And if you look at the bottom of the page, it tells you the Flesch Kincaid grade level. It's showing it at 4.66. Did I tell you in the beginning that due to our literacy level, the average literacy level that you want to have a web page at is like 6th to 8th grade? Some places say 7th, some say 6th, some say 8th. So this is a little bit over that. We have several locations where you have on different websites, it's like post-college graduate. We want to make sure that we don't have that. So I'm going to go to our after testing page and test that same section with Write Clearly. I'm just going to go down to the fillable forms, which is shorter and clearer. And I'm going to click on Write Clearly, and it automatically gives me the grade level. And oh, the after page, which is grade, is down to 8.81 Flesch Kincaid grade level. Yay! So our developers did an awesome job, as I say always, on this page. And if you want to close that, you just click on close and the Write Clearly. And I think we should be back to, let's unselect this. And how you get out of your helper bird, you just toggle that off. And then you can X out of it. And we are back to our regular web page. So I'm going to stop sharing this. We'll go back to our helper bird. Okay, is everyone seeing the PowerPoint now?
Yes.
Did you guys all fall asleep?
We did get a
Sounds like everyone's
yes.
quiet.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. I'm hard of hearing, so you have to bear with me. Okay, well, good deal. So that's Write Clearly. We give you in the PowerPoint, we give you the web address, and there's also another option, free option, that's called Readability Analyzer. It does give you more statistics. However, for me, it was just way too busy, and there are ads that you can accidentally click on. So that's up to you if that's worth it to you. And Helper Bird, there are so many features, and we just need to do testing on like 3 to 4 of them, and that's helpful. But if you're really interested in this, if you're working with individuals who have various types of learning disabilities or aging, and this would be helpful for them, then you can find out more about all these features. So I'm going to turn it over to Lainey, and unless you guys have any questions before Lainey gets into the WCAG.
Somebody did ask about the differences between the free and the paid version, and then Lainey also posted a link to, I'm assuming, what's covered in the free version versus what's covered in the paid version.
Oh, yeah, good. Thanks, Lainey. So they do have on the Helper Bird website, and that's probably what she linked to. There's a list of every single one of the features, and there's a little diamond next to the ones that are the pro features. So, but you can do a lot with just the free Helper Bird. Really, the one crucial piece that it doesn't have again is that grade level. It doesn't give that to you. There are text statistics that it will do under the Microsoft Word editor. That's part of Immersive Reader, and that icon is also on there. I forgot to show you that icon, but it's in the PowerPoint. I will say to use all of the features in Immersive Reader or the Microsoft Editor, you do need to be running either Microsoft 365, the Office 365 on the laptop that you're testing it on, or you need to have the Office 2019 or 2021. So all the laptops that we will be sending out with the AT Toolkit, they all have the Office 2021. So you'll be good. It should be logged into it. And if you don't get some of those features, let us know. And if someone maybe logged out of it to log into their personal account or something, we can help work that out. But the laptops we're sending with this should have that most recent version. Now I really mean Lainey can take it over.
Thank you very much. This is Lainey. Wow, that tool does cover a lot of things. So I could see the benefit for just about anybody that might take advantage of, even if they took advantage of one or two things that maybe just help out their particular situation. So I like that. I'm kind of in that same mindset that sometimes pages get overly busy and I have trouble reading and scanning, and there's definitely some tools in there that would help me out. All right, so we're going to get into like some tips and best practices, and here we cover the WCAG guidelines that are covered under this particular testing tool. And I'll talk a little bit more in the best practice part about some of these and how to test. But so there are 3 of them under the 3.1 section, or the 3 section, that directly relates to kind of like the understandable components of WCAG. And the first one talks about making text content readable and understandable. And as you might imagine, that, you know, directly relates to everything that we were talking about here. And, you know, just cognitive, you know, maybe, you know, language barriers, or, you know, people that speak multiple languages, simplifying things, you know, aging and different scenarios like that can really be impacted by making things more readable and understandable. And then language of page, which that is something that's identified, like a web developer would incorporate the language into the web page templates. And then, for example, in Word documents, PDF documents as well, you identify a default language. And then a mechanism available to explain unusual words, which HelperBird had some really cool features to kind of help you figure out what words mean if you kind of needed to elaborate on those. Okay, next. All right. Okay, website elements to test. And then we're kind of just getting into, you know, readability of content with text to speech. And then in this case, you know, toggle on the HelperBird extension on a web page to test, highlight the text to read on the web page, and then on the right panel, select the immersive reader icon. The left side should transition to a color contrast change and highlighted word reading with the text to speech option. And then reading level, under grammar options, select syllables in the settings to toggle on. This feature will help the web content professional find complex words to consider replacing with simpler text, which is a really nice feature. Next. And then we have a Site Improve resource page, including some training options, and kind of going in here. These are for folks that are in state government that have access to our Site Improve platform, which is an accessibility and a quality assurance platform, and it has some great feedback on readability. So if any of you do have access to your Site Improve information for your websites, there's some great information there under quality assurance and readability. Next.
Okay, it's not wanting to go to the next one.
Of
There
course.
we go. Okay, so I just wanted to recap on all of these AT Toolkit user guides. Eileen she has put together an incredible wealth of information under the ICT section of our website, which is, okay, you guys all say it with me, even though you're muted, at.mo.gov. So on our webpage, you go, I've put the photos there because it's down a few layers. You go to resources, you click on information communication technology, then the picture on the top right, you scroll down to training resources. And then under training resources, you click on the bottom left, there is accessibility testing tools. And on that page, you will go to when training with AT, follow CAG, and for POUR principles. And then when you get to that page, at the bottom of that page are all of the testing AT guides. So I know that you've gotten them. Eileen has sent them after each training, and they're all here together on that webpage on our website. So I just wanted to kind of go over that again because we've had some questions on that. And again, there's so much information there that Lainey and Eileen have done. And here's our contact information that you guys probably already have. So does anyone have any questions? You guys are really quiet today. Have you eaten too many Christmas sweets or something? I don't know.
I was going to say nothing new in the chat so far.
Okay.
Kathy asked, where are the recordings housed? She jumped on a little bit late.
Yeah. So the recordings, Eileen, I believe, I'll let you answer that, but I think they're on our playlist on our YouTube channel.
Actually, this is David. I'm filling in for Eileen. She had to step away due to an unexpected situation. So
Okay.
I believe you are correct, Brenda.
Okay. Hi, David.
Hello.
And she does send out the PowerPoint to everyone that's attended, registered and attended. So you guys can get a copy of that. And like I said, that shows you where all of the AT Toolkit information is. And we will be talking to you all. She'll send something out that will also tell you how you can check out the whole AT Toolkit for those that are in Missouri and IT or web accessibility developers.
And Lainey just put I think the link to the YouTube playlist in the chat.
Ha! Yay! Thanks, Lainey.
And then Brenda, I wondered, would you be able to try to drag the helper bird from like the one side to the other? Jessica was just asking about that again.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording and